Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak Premier Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg continues his Aidilfitri open house visits on the fourth day of Shawwal. Meanwhile, the federal government has no plans to impose retaliatory tariffs on the United States. Nintendo fans excited for the Switch 2 are voicing their disappointment over the high price tag. Sarawak Premier Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg today continues a series of Aidilfitri open house visits for the fourth day of Shawwal, visiting the homes of several local leaders. His first stop was the home of Sarawak Deputy Secretary, Economic Planning and Development, Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Abdullah Zaidel, on Jalan Tanjung Selatan at 10 a.m. this morning.
Accompanying him were the Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, along with his wife, Datin Sri Zuraini Abdul Jabbar, and the Deputy Secretary of the Sarawak Government Operations, Dato' Hee Chang Ki. Shortly thereafter, Abang Johari visited the residence of the Chairman of the Sarawak Technical Excellence Centre, Centex, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Murshidi Abdul Ghani, at 11 a.m. in Kampung Pinang, Jawa. He spent over an hour conversing with Muhammad Murshidi and his family before heading to the residence of the Deputy Minister of Urban Planning, Land Administration and Environment, Dato' Len Talif Saleh, on Jalan Bako. Later at 1:20 p.m., he attended the 2025 Aidilfitri Open House organized by the Political Secretary to the Sarawak Premier and Tupong Assemblyman, Dato' Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, at Dewan Hikmah, Petrajaya.
The RM1 subsidized bus fare for the Kuching-Serian route has been discontinued as part of its integration into the Stage Bus Service Transformation SBST program. The Sarawak Transport Ministry, MOTS, in a media statement today announced that this route is one of 10 federally funded routes to enhance bus services in Kuching.
MOTS added that the 9 remaining routes will gradually transition to the SBST program in phases by May 2025. The RM1 subsidized fare will also be replaced with the MyBus 50 transit pass fare structure. MOTS said that the recent launch of the SBST program aims to enhance public transportation in Kuching while helping to reduce traffic congestion. With a fixed rate of 50 ringgit per month for the MyBus 50 Transit Pass, passengers can enjoy unlimited rides on Bus.my's pink bus fleet. Meanwhile, MOTS clarified that the RM1 flat rate bus fare subsidy remains in effect for areas not covered by the SBST program and will continue supporting select routes to sustain public transport assistance in Sarawak.
The Royal Malaysian Customs Department Sarawak seized various types of cigarettes and alcohol estimated to be worth 5 million ringgit during 3 separate operations on February 24th. Customs Sarawak Director Norizan Yahya said the successful bust reflects the department's commitment to its goal through efficient and integrity-driven governance.
He noted that the separate operations were carried out in collaboration with the intelligence branch from Customs headquarters. In the first raid, the estimated total value of goods seized amounted to 2.4 million ringgit. The second raid, conducted around 10:15 a.m. at premises in Mile 13, Kuching-Serian Road, targeted a suspected storage site for cigarettes and alcohol believed to be prohibited goods. The total value of the confiscated goods was estimated at 1.2 million ringgit, including taxes. Meanwhile, the third raid was conducted at around 9:30 a.m. on the premise in Kenyalang Park. The estimated value of seizures in the third case amounted to 1.4 million ringgit, including taxes, and a truck estimated to be worth 55,000 ringgit was also seized. All cases are currently under investigation under Section 135(1)(d) of the Customs Act 1967. Sarawak Customs also urges the public to cooperate by providing information on any smuggling activities by contacting the Customs toll-free line shown on screen.
Welcome back. The government does not intend to impose retaliatory tariffs on the United States, even though the country has been subjected to a 24% tariff on Malaysian imports announced by US President Donald Trump earlier this morning. The Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry MITI said in a press release that the government takes the 24% tariff seriously, but remains confident that the national economy will remain resilient with domestic demand as the main driver of economic growth.
The statement added that MITI is actively engaging with U.S. authorities to seek a solution that maintains the spirit of free and fair trade. The ministry assured that the government will leverage the Malaysia-U.S. Trade and Investment Framework Agreement to gain reciprocal trade benefits while continuing technology protection agreements with Washington. This, the ministry said, aims to enable high-tech cooperation between both countries, particularly in the fields of semiconductors, aerospace, and the digital economy. The statement also said that in an effort to mitigate the impact of tariffs imposed on the country, the government will expand its export markets through existing free trade agreements, prioritizing high-growth areas.
The Road Transport Department, JPJ, is offering free replacement services for driving licenses and other essential documents to victims of the Putra Heights gas pipeline blaze in Subang Jaya by opening a mobile counter. Transport Minister Antony Loke said this initiative is to provide at no cost to help ease the insurance claim process of victims of the incident.
We are sending our mobile JBJ counter to Putra Heights tomorrow and on Friday. So 2 days in a row, we will station our mobile counters at the area and the mosque to facilitate the car owners to reprint their documents, especially their vehicle certificates, licenses, driving license, and their road tax if they need to reprint.
Visiting the victims at a temporary relief centre at Masjid Putra Heights earlier today, Loke said that they can also replace their motor vehicle licenses and vehicle ownership certificates through the mobile counter set up at the relief centre. Loke noted that victims only need to provide a name and identification number to obtain the necessary documents. He noted that the counter will operate from Thursday to Friday and will stay open if there is demand.
On to world news. Japanese video game giant Nintendo on Wednesday revealed details about the upcoming Switch 2 console, announcing an update to the hugely successful 2017 original that has sold over 150 million units. But Nintendo fans excited over the Switch 2 said today they were disappointed by the high price tag as US tariffs bite.
Shares in the Kyoto-based company tanked nearly 6% following the announcement, partly because the recommended retail price, $449 in the US, £396 in Britain, and €469 in France, is at least a third more than its predecessor. Meanwhile, fans slammed the announced pricing for Switch 2 games, which include the Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, and Mario Kart World that cost between 80 and 90 euros. The Switch 2, which will be released on June 5th, will have 8 times the memory of the first Switch at 256 gigabytes and a 7.9-inch screen, up from 6.2 inches for the original. Its controllers, which attach with magnets, can also be used like a desktop computer mouse, a new functionality the company clearly hopes game developers will use.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday announced he is signing an order imposing reciprocal or retaliatory tariffs on countries worldwide. He also unveiled a raft of punishing tariffs targeting countries around the world, including a minimum baseline tariff of 10%.
But we will charge them approximately half of what they are and have been charging us. So the tariffs will be not a full reciprocal. I could have done that, yes, but it would have been tough for a lot of countries who didn't want to do that. I'd like to see that. If you look at Switzerland, 61% to 31%. Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. Oh, look at Cambodia, 97%. We're going to bring it down to 49%. They made a fortune with the United States of America. United Kingdom, 10%. And we'll go 10%. So we'll do the same thing. South Africa, 60%, 30%, and they've got some.
Major U.S. trade partners pilloried U.S. President Donald Trump's global tariffs onslaught on Thursday, but left the door open to negotiations as markets tumbled over fears his trade war would damage the world economy. Trump spat almost no nation on his Liberation Day on Wednesday, hitting friends and foes alike and reserving some of the harshest tariffs for major trade partners, including the European Union and China. Countries across the world reacted swiftly, with China demanding that the tariffs may be immediately cancelled and vowing countermeasures. France and Germany warned that the EU could hit the U.S. tech firms operating in Europe with a tax. But the 27-nation EU and other countries also showed willingness to negotiate as they refrained from immediate retaliatory tariffs, with almost a week until the harsher U.S. measures take effect.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head onto our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.